Abhinandita, I think there's a legitimate question in the evolution of the Aam Aadmi Party. Today, the Aam Aadmi Party is not that crusading anti-corruption party. You've had to make compromises that all other politicians and have had to make in politics. And I think when Lalu Prasad Yadav's example is taken by Shehzaad, it's a very ironic example because we forget that when Rahul tore into the ordinance that could have today saved him, he actually accused his own government of trying to create a law just to protect Lalu Prasad Yadav. Let's remember for those of us who have forgotten. So go ahead, Abhinandita. Respond to the fact that the AAP no longer stands for a party against corruption.
I don't think that's true at all, actually. And I think that what we are doing, what AAP has done in this country is historic, in the sense that, when people like us, I'm not, putting myself or my colleagues on a pedestal, but it's true that when people like us can relate to politics, when politics is no longer a bad word, nobody is here building their own, palaces and so on. So there is clearly no question of Aam Aadmi Party being corrupt. I think that, we are operating within a system. Within that system, there might be certain loopholes or a lens through which we will be seen as well, and we are open to scrutiny. But I don't agree, obviously, not at all with Shehzaad. And definitely BJP today has no, locus to actually put any blame on us, because we believe that this Bharatiya Janata Party government is the most corrupt government India perhaps has ever seen. So I don't see that.
And the basis of that comment, the basis of that last comment?
The basis of the comment is this blatant sort of, friendship with Adani. The basis of this comment is when things like Morbi happen and, no action is taken, whether it is small scale corruption or thanks, yeah, nice photo. When a small thing happens or a big thing happens, लोगों के lives का कोई value नहीं है, कोई शर्म नहीं है. प्रधानमंत्री जी झूठ बोलते हैं. I mean, it's an unprecedented thing. Nice, yeah, nice photo. That we understood. But what I'm saying is that these things are endearing, amusing, cute, and all. But the problem is that the BJP is not answering the main question. What, Shehzaad, according to you, is the main crisis in the country? Really, it is, that Aam Aadmi Party is no more friends with this one and is now friends with this one. And those are your concerns.
Okay,
is
I
that
have to.
India should, support. Oh.
Okay. All right. Is Lalu Prasad Yadav corrupt? I think that question is coming up again and again. Let me try and take it to Sanjay Jha, because I remind Sanjay that Rahul Gandhi's disagreement with the same ordinance that could have saved him today was over Lalu Prasad Yadav.
Barkha, a lot of things have been said. I'll try and answer them very succinctly. Number one, I think the BJP spokesperson's enthusiasm to impress whoever has scored a very embarrassing self-goal, because we accuse his fraudulent party of being the biggest washing machine the world has seen. Now, he's actually established a point. Lalu ji was an ally of the UPA. Lalu ji, because of the ordinance that got passed by the UPA government, like the Lokpal Act, had to be disqualified. That tells you that we were not a washing machine. We were not fraud. We were not hypocrites, my dear friend. Understand that. Now, very quickly, the other points. Number two, very important. In Karnataka, the BJP leaders have been caught with their hands in the till. This is just a few weeks ago. Point number three, very important. The Mumbai airport issue. I don't think the gentleman has any idea what we are talking about. As far as the Mumbai airport issue is concerned, it terrified Indian business. I know many CEOs in India. They were like scared. Is this the way a government is run? Is this the way a criminal syndicate works? Point number four, Conrad Sagma is the most corrupt chief minister in the world. A few days later, after the election results, we are going to form a government with Conrad Sagma. I also want to tell you one last point, Barkha, very important. I rather be a principled politician who's suspended as opposed to be an unethical turncoat. Thank you very much.
Since we are all talking about high principles, like Sanjay ji has just said, that Lalu was convicted during their tenure, no vindictiveness, no vendetta politics. Now, when he's a corrupt man, convicted 4 times, will the Aam Aadmi Party, which claims that they are fighting for anti-corruption, take a stand on Lalu? Please take that stand.
Okay. Yashwant, my question is this. Is corruption going to be, what does your tracker tell you? Is it a top of the line, top of the mind issue? Or does Pawar pick up something when he says you're picking up issues that people have moved on from, that Adani could become the Rafale of this election, that, okay, there are legitimate questions to be raised, but does it have electoral resonance in the field? Closing comment to you. And that applies, by the way, to the BJP also. When the BJP is targeting its opposition with corruption, is that swinging elections? When the opposition is hitting back on Adani, is that swinging elections?
Well, in the battle of perceptions, Barkha, in 2013, definitely corruption became an issue among the masses. Before we went into the 2014 election, Lok Sabha election, 6 months, in the run up to the poll, the top two issues remained corruption and inflation. Vice versa, they were flipping on the top two. Today, the top two are inflation and unemployment. Somehow corruption as the issue is not coming anywhere near the radar of sorts in that way when we are talking about people's issue or we are talking about electoral issue. And I've always maintained these are two different things. Electoral issues perspective, it becomes an issue, but so far we have seen it is an issue which is buzzing in the opposition supporters rank and file. It's not an issue which is buzzing within the swing vote. It is certainly not an issue which is buzzing in the pro-NDA, pro-BJP, pro-Modi vote, which unless it comes down, the opposition doesn't really go up in that way. What we have seen is that rather consolidation of the two blocks into two different extremes on these issues. But something tells me that even when Rafale deal was made an issue, Chaukidar Chor hai was made an issue, and so on and so forth with Adani has made an issue. I don't think at this point of time they are anywhere remotely, coming up as an issue which would trouble electorally to the BJP. So much so that in the Karnataka election, where our surveys are clearly saying that Congress is ahead, people are not voting on the issue of Adani in Karnataka. They want a change. I know a survey, people are yearning for a change for the local anti-incumbency sentiment. But BJP is waiting. I know Shehzaad would be more than happy if Rahul Gandhi goes over there and does 4 rallies over there and makes it BJP rather than BJP versus Congress, makes it into Modi versus Rahul Gandhi. Shehzaad would be more than happy. They are just waiting up there. It's up to Sanjay's party to see that do not fall into that trap. I mean, that is something which is very interesting to observe. But no, Barkha, in our trackers at this point of time, we do not see these issues or these allegations or these things at this point of time denting the BJP prospects of BJP or garnering a larger space in the public perception of public mind as far as the electoral issue becoming an electoral issue is concerned.